Yesterday, Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis announced she would no longer issue any marriage licenses following the U.S. Supreme Court's decision to legalize same-sex marriage nationwide.
The clerk says not everyone has been kind about her decision not to issue marriage licenses. She says that she will not talk to us on camera because she has received dozens of hate emails.
She's standing in defiance of their love and their basic human dignity.
I'm not here to support her because of her Christian beliefs like I am. I'm a Christian as well. And I truly believe that if Jesus were out here right now, he'd come over here and love these people like he loves me, and he loves you.
Protesters say if Davis continues to refuse to issue marriage licenses and doesn't step down, they will consider legal action.
Got really ticked off. We live here, we work here, we pay taxes here, we vote here.
It's good that they could come out and defend their rights, but we have that right too, and I believe that Kim has that right.
Tonight, the ACLU has filed a class action lawsuit against Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis on behalf of 4 couples who were denied marriage licenses.
U.S. District Judge David Bunning issued an injunction today that forces Davis to perform her assigned duties while the case is in court. In the ruling, Judge Bunning said Davis is free to believe that marriage is a union between one man and one woman, as many Americans do. However, her religious convictions cannot excuse her from performing the duties that she took an oath to perform as Rowan County Clerk.
Another showdown is setting up between Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis and same-sex couples who want to marry.
Late this afternoon, a 3-judge panel with the U.S. 6th Circuit Court of Appeals denied Davis's motion to stay an injunction ordering her to issue marriage licenses. A showdown today, this morning, in this courthouse behind me for all to witness. The Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis, up until this morning, had pretty much stayed silent in regards to talking to the people who are demanding a marriage license from her. But that all changed as she came out and argued with the very people she's denying licenses to.
Why are you not issuing marriage licenses today?
Because I'm not.
Under
whose authority are you not issuing licenses?
Under God's authority.
Did your lawyers tell you?
I don't
Did
God tell you to do this? Did God tell you to treat us
I don't believe in your
I've
God.
asked you all to leave. You are interrupting my business.
I drove back from work 2 hours to come back and get a license. I had to request the time, and I canceled 2 classes to be here. And that's, I have sacrificed people's education to be here today to get denied.
A judge has summoned Davis and her deputy clerks to federal court at 11 a.m. on Thursday in Ashland.
Civil contempt means that you are not obeying an order issued by a court with the power to order you to do something.
But who is Kim Davis? This woman now trending on Twitter and catching national headlines. We spent the day trying to find out.
If you talk to us, then that would give people a better understanding of where she's coming from in regard to her faith.
She says following the death of her godly mother-in-law over 4 years ago, Davis went to church to fulfill her dying wish. Her mother was clerk before her for 35 years. That's whose name is at the bottom of Davis's 4th marriage license.
We took a look at what it means to be an apostolic Christian, which is what the faith that Kim Davis practices. Members spend time daily in prayer and they read from the Bible. They are instructed to be humble, careful servants of God and to dress modestly. The church says that men should look masculine and women should look feminine.
Today started without much activity. There were some protesters outside of the clerk's office. But then a couple from Ohio came to Rowan County to try to get a marriage license and got into a confrontation with Kim Davis.
We're not issuing marriage license today.
Actually, the United States Supreme Court has authority over you.
Eventually, people on both sides filled the clerk's office.
Obey the law! Obey the law! Obey the law! Obey the law!
And Davis stood by her convictions.
Our Constitution was founded on our faith.
No, this is not. Our country is not founded.
Both men said they would return tomorrow after Davis's hearing in federal court.
Good afternoon. The Rowan County Clerk is on her way to jail this afternoon over her refusal to issue marriage licenses.
After 5 hours in court, it looks as though marriage licenses will be issued tomorrow in Rowan County, but County Clerk Kim Davis won't be there. She took the stand today and tearfully described how she had had a religious conversion after her mother-in-law had died. She said she hadn't always been a good person, but had promised to love God. She was found in contempt for refusing to issue marriage licenses and taken into custody by U.S. Marshals. There was an audible gasp in the courtroom when that happened. Judge David Bunning said he didn't make the decision lightly, but felt it was necessary. After the hearing, her attorneys said they would file to get her released.
Today, for the first time in history, an American citizen has been incarcerated for having the belief and conscience that marriage is the union of one man and one woman.
What are you happy about?
I'm glad that she went to jail. Yes.
Why?
Because I support the gay community.
The courthouse was relatively quiet throughout the day, though, even after the judge sent her to jail until she agrees to follow the law. But in the quietness, people came, one to pray.
I came here to water this ground with the seed of my tears on behalf of Miss Kim.
She stayed for a while, praying her support would give Davis peace.
If she went to jail, that's great because she don't need to be in there anyway. If you signed a paper to do a job, they need to do it. Not sit here and say, oh, this is my religion, this is that. You sign papers to do a job, do your job.
But the one thing both sides seem to agree on is the pain this issue has caused the entire county.
The protest quickly turned into a shouting match as groups went head-to-head over Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis's refusal to issue same-sex marriage licenses.
There were hundreds of protesters against them and shouting at them, calling them vile and abominations.
Some people spit and stomped on flags, others chanted, and a few kept to themselves and let their signs do the talking. Davis's refusal to issue same-sex marriage licenses based on her belief that God ordained marriage to be between a man and a woman is sparking outrage.
It is law now that it has been passed that we are allowed to marry whoever. She needs to do her job. She's an elected official.
Others who share Davis's faith say this matter will ultimately be decided in a higher court.
The God that we serve is greater than the Supreme Court.
The judge's decision to hold Davis in contempt and jail her leaves many with hands in the air and others with knees to the ground.
A group of Kim Davis supporters gathered outside the jail here waiting for her. They held signs near Main Street, then circled in front of the jail to say a prayer for strength for Kim Davis.
Excitement. It's real. Yeah.
Right when the office opened at 8 o'clock this morning, a couple of more than 9 years, William Smith Jr. and James Yates walked in to get their marriage license, something they had been trying to do since July 6th. Turned down 5 times before, the Moorhead couple saw a different result today.
Congratulations, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis is a free woman. About 2:30 this afternoon, she walked out of the Carter County Detention Center to hundreds of supporters holding a rally. Federal Judge David Bunning granted her release and warned her not to interfere as deputy clerks in her office issue marriage licenses.
They came from across the country, flocking to Carter County.
So I took a 7-hour trip and I came here, and I'm happy that I came here.
For many, it was a pilgrimage to support their sister in Christ.
We came because of the call of Christ that this woman is standing for.
She got a rock star's welcome, taking the stage to thunderous applause and Eye of the Tiger. Once on stage,
Thank you all so much.
a clearly emotional Davis composed herself, then thanked everyone for their support and prayers.
You are a strong people. We serve a living God who knows exactly where each and every one of us is at. Just keep on pressing. Don't let down, because He is here.
Today, Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis returned to work and said that she would not interfere with her deputy clerks issuing marriage licenses.
I am no hero. I'm just a person who's been transformed by the grace of God.
This was before the office opened. Kim Davis came outside to tell reporters she would not authorize her clerks to issue marriage licenses, but she also wouldn't take any action against them if they did. She called it an impossible choice.
My conscience or my freedom. My conscience or my ability to serve the people that I love.
A few hours later inside the courthouse, Shannon and Carmen Wappler-Collins came in for a marriage license. There were protesters.
Don't let Kim's 6 days in jail be in vain, clerks. Do not sign that license.
But they got a license.
Just really overjoyed. I mean, just like to believe that we're finally here after 20 years.
She earnestly hopes that what she did today in good faith will be sufficient to be able to move forward.